Now let's take a closer look at the logical operators. So what are logical operators? Logical operators are used in programming to combine multiple conditions and control how expressions are evaluated in if, elif, and while statements. They return a Boolean, value that is true or false based on the logical relationship between expressions. So now let's take a closer look at the types of logical operators. So the first one is the AND operator. So both conditions must be true for the results to be true. For example, I will go out, if it is sunny, and I have money. All right, so this is an example, meaning so both conditions must be met. All right. So now we have the OR operator. At least one condition must be true for the result to be true. So here an example, meaning I will go out if it is sunny or I have money. So only one condition is needed. Finally, we have the NOT operator. So what it does is it reverses the result of a condition. So true becomes false and vice versa. So an example, meaning I will go out if it is not raining. So what it's going to do is it is going to flip the condition. So why are logical operators important? So number one, they allow multiple conditions to be checked at once. They also help in decision making in programs. And finally, they make conditions more flexible and powerful. All right. So let's go to the other side and take a closer look at what it is. So let's talk more action. So in our last coding exercise, we talked about nested conditionals. And what did we say? We said nested conditionals make the code harder to read. And we said there is a better approach to use. And that approach is the operators. That is the logical operators. So now I'm just going to come here. Now I'm going to paste this. I create a variable and I ask a user to enter their age. Remember, we did it here. And also another one, that is this one here, for a user to enter their citizenship. So now what I want us to do is we are going to check these two conditions. And if both of them are true, then this person is eligible to vote. However, if one of them is false, then this person is not eligible to vote. So now I'm going to say if age is greater, if age is greater or equal to 18, and now I'm going to use the AND operator, and I'm going to say citizenship is equal to yes, two equal to sign, and I'm going to say yes. So if that's the case, now I'm going to come inside here, and print bracket open bracket close in strings, and I'm going to say you are eligible to vote. So now I'm going to come down here and type else, colon. Now inside the else block, I'm going to type you are not eligible to vote. You are not eligible to vote. So this is very important to note. So now let's go ahead and look at this together. Let me just load it. So we have an error. So it is expecting a colon. So you see we've forgotten about our colon here. I'm going to put a colon. Now I'm going to load this. So now I'm going to enter, let's say 20. That is my age. It's going to ask me my citizenship. I'm going to type yes. So now what's going to happen? So first age, I said 20. So 20 is 20 greater than 18? Yes. So and citizenship. So did I type yes? Yes. So the AND operator only works if both condition is true. So you can see both conditions are true because 20 is greater or equal to 18, and at the same time citizenship is yes. I've typed yes. So once I press enter, you can see you are eligible to vote. So now let's see. Again, I'm going to make sure that age is true. So I'm going to press 20. Type 20. So is 20 greater or equal to 18? Yes. However, for the citizenship, I'm going to say no. No. So now this is going to output you are not eligible to vote. Why? Because for the AND operator, both condition must be true, okay, for this print function, okay, or the print statement that is inside the if block to be outputted. So this is very important to note. All right, so now you can see how the logical operators work. You can see here when we did the nested conditionals, so the code was harder to read or maybe even harder to understand, but you can see now we've done the same thing with fewer line of code, and also it is easier to read. Okay, so now let's continue more on this. Now I'm going to paste this thing here. We're going to ask some users to input their height, to input their age, and to input their weight, so that we are going to make some decisions based on these things. Okay, so now I'm just going to come down here and I'm going to say if, let's say, height, for instance, is less than, let's say height is less than 1.65, okay, 1.65, and let's say or age. I hope you remember what the or operator is all about, and I'm gonna say less than 18. Okay, I'm gonna say or weight is greater than, let's say, greater than 100, and then I have a colon. Now I'm going to go inside here and I'm gonna type print bracket open bracket close inside of strings, and I'm gonna say you may need to focus on your health. You may need to focus on your health. Okay, so just wait for it. I'm going to explain everything. The important thing here is for you to understand how OR operator works and also the AND operator. So now I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna type elif, let's say, let me just collect all of this thing here and just make some changes to it. So let me say, maybe this time, let me just say greater or equal to, but this one I'm gonna say, let's say 170, and for the age, I'm gonna say, let's say greater or equal to 18, and for the weight, I'm gonna say, let's say less than or equal to, maybe let me just say less than or equal to, should be less than or equal to, let me just say 90. Okay, and finally I'm just gonna go inside of it and I'm gonna print bracket open bracket close inside of strings, and I'm gonna say you are in a healthy healthy range. Okay, let me just change this to an. Okay, let's make it more interesting. And let me change this to an, and let me also change this to an. Okay, so finally I'm gonna use the else block. Okay, and now I'm gonna say print bracket open bracket close inside of strings, and I'm gonna say you have a unique body type. Okay, you have a unique body type. Okay, amazing. So now you can see we've talked about an previously here, and we said for this, okay, for this to be true, okay, all of them, all the conditions must be true. When we use an, all the conditions must be true for it to output true. However, if it is or, only one condition needs to be true. Okay, so that being the case, let me come here and input some numbers, and you are going to guess, okay, what the output is going to be. So let me just come here and say height is 1.60, okay, enter, and then let me say the age is 17, enter, and I'm gonna say, okay, 105, okay, is gonna be my weight. Okay, so now what do you think is going to be the output? Okay, So now what's gonna happen? We have height 1.60, so it checks it. It's 1.60 less than 1.65. Yes, this is true. Okay. All right. So now we have the OR operator. So for the OR operator to work, we just need one condition to be true. Okay. All right. So now it is going to go inside and print. You may need to focus on your health. Okay. All right. So this is very important to note. So let me come, we have an error anyway. The reason why we have the errors is here. So let me just say, let me convert height here to float. So we've been having some of these errors here. So it's important for you to know that we need to convert them. So the age is int, bracket open, bracket close. And for the weight, I'm gonna say float, okay, bracket open, bracket close. It's up to you. You can put integers or float, you can convert it, that's up to you. So let me go and retype this thing again. So I said 1.60, enter, and the age I said 17, entered, and the weight, what did I say? 105. Okay, enter, and you can see you may need to focus on your health. All right, so now I'm gonna do again. So now I'm gonna put 1.75. Let's say 1.75, enter. Now I'm gonna put 22, enter, and I'm gonna put, let's say, 85. Okay, so now let's go and look at it. 1.75. Okay, here. So it's 1.75. Sorry, its height is 1.75. That is the height. Is 1.75 less than 1.65. False. So now the age 22. Is 22 less than 18? False. So now 85. Is 85 greater than 100? False. So now all of this is false. Now it comes to the next one. Okay. So now here, height is 1.75 greater or equal to 1.70? Yes. Now it comes to the age. Is 22 greater or equal to 18? Yes. So now here we have 85. Is 85 less than or equal to 90? Yes. So now you are in a healthy range, will be outputted. So you can see you are in a healthy range. So now let's come and enter another one. I'm going to say 1.69, enter, and now I'm going to say 24, enter, and now I'm going to say 92. So now go ahead and guess the output. I'm just going to press enter, and you can see you have a unique body type. So all of these are false. Okay, everything here is false, and here also is false. So now we have a unique body type. So you can see how the logical operator works. So it's really amazing. So go ahead and make your own customize it and make some changes, maybe add some things. We have height, we have age, we have weight. Maybe you can add some things and customize it. So this is very beautiful and it's amazing. So keep going and see you on the other side. All right. So now it's time to go ahead and look at the NOT operator. We have already seen the OR operator and the AND operator in action. So now let's go ahead. I'm going to paste this code here. It's raining. We're going to ask a user, okay, to input whether it's raining or not raining, okay? And now if the user says yes, it is raining. So now we're going to come here and say if, let's say, not is underscore raining, okay, underscore raining, and I'm going to put a colon here, and now this is going to go inside of this if block, print, bracket open, bracket close, and I'm gonna say it's not raining. It's not raining. Okay, it's not raining. So now it's time for the else block. So else colon. So now I'm going to go inside the else block and I'm going to print bracket open, bracket close, and I'm gonna say it's raining. Okay, it's raining. So now I'm going to load this and I am going to type yes. Okay, so if user enter yes, it's raining becomes true. Okay, so you can see it's raining. Okay, so if a user enters no, if raining becomes false. Okay, it's raining becomes false. So now you can see it's not raining. Okay, so this is how the logical operators work. So see you on the other side.